Evan Wetzel. I'm a third grade teacher, and for this lesson, students are learning about natural resources in Michigan and the consequences of using them. I've created this sample product to show my students before they create their own PowerPoints within their small groups. I chose sand dunes as my topic. I will model how I would present this PowerPoint to the class, and I will also model how to answer questions and comments from classmates at the end. Sand dunes are big piles of sand that are formed by wind. The sand is blown in a sheltered place behind something, such as a beach, and the sand continues to build up as more wind blows in. Dunes can have windward sides, which are sides where the wind blows and pushes things up, like sand and plants. Dunes can also have slip-face sides, which are sides where there is no wind, making the sand smooth. Sand dunes can be found all over the world in deserts or along beaches. Specifically in Michigan, you can find sand dunes along the Lake Michigan coast. The dunes stretch from Indiana all the way to the Upper Peninsula. The closest sand dunes are about 3 hours away from us. And you'll see here there's a list of all the different sand dunes that you can find. In Michigan, you can only find 3 types of sand dunes. One of the types being crescent dunes, which are in the shape of a wide letter C. And I have an example here in the lower left corner of this slide. Another type are star dunes, and these have pointed ridges and slip faces on at least 3 sides. There's another picture of this in the upper right-hand corner. The last type are dome dunes, and these are circular and have no slip faces. There's an example of this in the lower right-hand corner. So the definition of a natural resource is something that is found in nature and is useful to us as humans. Sand dunes are natural resources for a variety of reasons. Dunes can create money for the state through tourism, so people can hike, climb, and drive on them for a fee. Dunes can also act as homes for bugs, plants, and animals. In the event of a storm, dunes can shelter homes from harsh winds or even waves. Dunes also prevent flooding and erosion, and dunes also shield sand and salt spray. There are 3 main consequences by us using sand dunes for tourism and construction purposes. One of the consequences being that tourism can remove plants from people hiking. Another consequence is people litter as they hike the dunes, and this can harm plants and animals. The last consequence is that building homes on dunes can really alter the form and can even minimize the size of these dunes. Lastly, I would like to share some fun facts with you about sand dunes. The Silver Lake sand dunes are the largest here in Michigan. There are nearly 2,000 acres of sand. You can run, hike, and even drive buggies up the sand dunes. This is a big tourism revenue. The Arcadia sand dunes are one of the largest conservation projects in the Midwest, which includes over 15 miles of trails. Lastly, you can find sand dunes in Wisconsin and Indiana too, along the Lake Michigan coast. That concludes my presentation. Thank you all for your time. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Students, this is the end of my presentation as an example. It is really important that you prepare for questions and comments that students may ask you on your topic. Here's some sample questions that some of the kids might ask you. Have you ever been or seen the natural resource? If we keep using the natural resource, what will happen to it? Do you have any tips for how we can limit using the natural resource? Students, I wish you the best of luck in preparing your PowerPoints, and if you have any questions along the way, come talk to me. Thank you.